Mary, it's not really fair to ask a historian to look ahead, but I'm going to do it anyway. Where do you see this leading? I mean, we have this intensely divided country at the moment, uh, intense political divisions. Do you see abortion as a topic that will continue to divide or
In the
not?
short term, yes, I do see it as a topic that will continue to divide. We've seen a kind of ironic dynamic develop in 2023, which is that there's been, if you looked historically, right, you would see people who supported abortion rights relying on the courts to safeguard what they saw as crucial forms of liberty and equality. And you would see people who are opposed to abortion complaining and saying this should be an effort, this should be an issue left to the states, left to the voters. And now it's almost as if the roles have been reversed, where you see people who support abortion rights trying to go directly to voters, and you see people who are opposed to abortion rights turning once again to the federal courts, either asking the federal courts to withdraw approval of the drug mifepristone, for example, or revive the 19th century Comstock Act. And so I think the ongoing role of the federal courts, or at least the potential role, is definitely a fly in the ointment, in the sense that people are, to the extent people are allowed to express their views on what many believe is a fundamental liberty, they're not even being able to express their views if the federal courts are going to intervene and institute some kind of nationwide policy. I think there's also likely to be tension when you have an outcome like the one in Dobbs that's at odds with what a majority of Americans believe. History would tell us, when the court is out of step with popular opinion in a significant way, that's not something that's likely to be stable in the long term. And I think that's likely to be true of Dobbs too. But to the extent there's any kind of hope for a de-escalation of conflict, we see it in the fact that there is still a fairly clear majority opinion among Americans about where they would like abortion policy to go. And that's not true on a lot of other issues, right? America is a very divided country. The fact that you can get 59 or 60% of Americans to agree on something is remarkable, right? And that shows you, I think, that there's a potential path away from polarization on abortion. It'll just take, I think, changes to our politics to make that possible.